Hey everyone, this is Carnage Panda coming back with more Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster. This is actually going to be a rage guide on how to use Gau. I do understand that he seems to be not a very favorite character for a lot of players. I understand why, because some players are just like, I don't like characters that I can't control, so Gau and Umaro kind of, hit the bottom there. But if I look at like the Steam achievements here, for even leaping 50 times on, actually let me bring that up. It should be down near the bottom. Yeah, the only two characters that are used less, and I guess, are Strago and Setzer. Like 2.1% of players have the Master Blue Mage achievement, but Gau's down at 8.8% of just using the leap command to learn 50 enemy techniques, which isn't even all that hard. You get that the first time you reach the Veldt, because I believe you'll have at least 50 plus monsters that you can jump on, so it's not that hard. But Gau is actually really powerful if you understand how to use him. So I should actually go into how to Veldt first. So what you're going to want to do with Gau is get an encounter on the Veldt eventually. And then you're going to want to use his leap command to leap on the monster. And Gau will learn every technique for the monsters in that group formation, and then you just have to go around and fight again. I would suggest that one of your party members has an alarm earring equipped, because that'll take back attacks out and pincer attacks out. Now, there are some formations where you absolutely will get back attacked or pincer attacked, but this will eliminate most of them and save you a lot of grief, because Gau will only show up in a normal formation where your guys line up on the right side, like this one. And he has a 5/8 chance of showing back up, which is 62.5% chance, so it's actually weighted in the player's favor that he's going to come back. Now, they have fixed some bugs here, so if you did queue up an action at this point now in time, it'll actually stop that action so that you don't slap Gau immediately, which was a real problem when the game first launched, so kudos on Square for fixing that. So when he comes back, he will also learn all of the rages for the enemies in that formation. Those are the only two formations that Gau will learn rages for. He won't learn rages for anything that you encountered if he didn't come back in that enemy formation. So just keep that in mind. Now, some advanced belting, if you want to get down there, I'm going to post a link to the formation guide, because there are 64 formations that the game rotates through. Not all of them are used. Some of the spots inside the formations are not used, because within those 64 formations, there's 8 different battles that you may encounter, so you have like a 12.5% chance of getting the monster you want. So as you get farther and farther into the game, it can get more and more difficult to find the enemy that you're looking for. But if you actually rotate it to the formation, say like get to formation 24, I'm gonna use that as an example, because there's one that I feel that it's way easier to have Gau leap on formation 24 and then come back on formation 25. The game actually keeps track of which formation you're in, so if you save and then quit out of the game by going to return to the title screen, just actually don't quit out of the game, because it'll start back at formation 1, but go back to the title screen and then reload your save. If you were on formation 24, then the next formation would be 25. So the game's just going to remember, okay, the next battle is going to be with any monster that's in formation 25. So you could use this to kind of cherry pick the monster encounters you want. Oh yeah. Also, you have to reset your controller, because it deregisters your controller for whatever reason every time you start off a new fresh save. So anyway, now that I've got that out of the way, we could just get into it. About some... I will hesitate to use the word best, as I don't think there's any best rages, but I will start showing off some useful rages, because in a lot of situations it does change which rage would be better to use. So when Gau does rage, he takes on all of the status immunities, resistances, and weaknesses of the monsters, as well as the elemental weaknesses and immunities, blah blah blah. So you do have to be mindful of that. Now there is a let's see, a rage mod being modified, which will put all the information right up in this box right here. Like if you selected, let's go with Ninja, because I use this in my playthrough. Everybody knows that it's going to use Water Scroll. So it would tell you, yo, you're going to use Water Scroll. It's a water attack, and what elemental resistances and blah blah, what statuses you gain. Unfortunately, it's not ready yet. Oh man, I just had a mighty sneeze there. Okay, so I'm going to start off with going into some physical rages, some physical attacks. So we'll start there. Okay, so everybody knows Stray Cat. This is probably going to take me a moment to find some of these, because I've got like 244 out of the 250 rages that I can learn. There are 253 in total that Gau can learn. I'm not able to get all of them because I missed 3 monsters back in the Cave to the Sealed Gate. They're like in the first or second room. They only spawn there, so they're super missable. But everybody knows Stray Cat. You use Stray Cat and it'll do quadruple damage off of its ability, Cat Scratch here. So how Gau operates is that he has a 50% chance of using either a physical attack or the special attack of the monster that you chose. So we got Cat Scratch. It does a hell of a lot of damage because it does quadruple damage. Now there are downsides to this. If Gau gets hit with the darkness status, it'll reduce his hit rate by 50%. And if the enemy that you're targeting also has high evasion, like the monsters on Mount Zozo or Death Gaze or whatever, it can be hard to hit with that. So you have to be mindful of using a physical rage like Stray Cat. There are other rages that do X times damage. There's one for 3 times damage, 2 times damage. But you know, you kind of get you'll be able to get Stray Cat the first time you get to the belt, so it kind of obsoletes any of those. Now, if you were able to get the Tonberry's rage, not Tonberry, you could get Tonberry, but you cannot get Tonberries even though they show up on the belt. That would be the undisputed king of physical rages, because that would do 8 times damage. But the best you could do is Stray Cat. So let's just get in another battle and show off the next one. It's going to be kind of a lengthy video here. Especially if we're not going to get in battles. Let's just be Gau because we're done leaping. This is the Gau show. Alright, so we got some Imperial Elites. Alright, so our next... oh, come on, I was just... Stupid game. Alright, so the next one I want to show off from Killer Mantis. I'm pretty sure I used this in my playthrough. Killer Mantis, I think there's one other, maybe 2 others that use this, but Killer Mantis is going to be the first one that you run into that uses this rage. But this rage is going to give you Metal Cutter, which is a multi-target physical attack, which is great because then you can hit the entire enemy party. And we got one more for the physical rages. Whatever these guys want to do. Now, if you kind of missed General Leo and wanted to pretend that you were him, Yojimbo is the rage for you. So when you use Yojimbo, you get access to Leo's shock attack, which looks awesome. Now the downsides to Yojimbo is that you do not encounter this monster until you're in Kefka's Tower, so you actually have to leave and go back to the Velt to get this one. So it's pretty much a late game rage that you're going to have access to. But it is cool. It looks cool. But for the most part, you're probably going to be using Stray Cat or Killer Mantis. Twin Scythe is another one that uses the Metal Cutter. Alright, so we're going to move on to Fire, which these guys aren't particularly weak against, but, you know, Gau is the one character that can hit all 8 elemental weaknesses without any trouble. He's got it all. He can do everything. So our first one, if you want to, you know, as soon as you get on the belt, I believe you have access to Templar, which is going to give you Fyra. I'm not actually going to waste time with, you know, the level 1 spells, because by the time you get access to the Velt, you already have access to the level 2 spells. Might want to heal up here. I think I only single targeted that, though. But yeah, you got Fyra right off the bat, so not a problem. Seem to have gotten a little torn up. Okay, so let's just go in. The problem with getting Fyraga is that you actually have to get to the World of Ruin to get any monsters that will cast that spell. And I think this is the only one that does it as well, is the Behemoth King. Yeah, Behemoth King is a boss, but it will show up on the Velts, so you can learn its rage, and what you get out of it is Fyraga. And also, when you defeat it, you will get a Behemoth suit. Now in the previous versions, you would have to fight both Behemoth Kings, the Alive and the Undead version. In the Pixel Remaster, you only fight the Undead version, so you could get 2 Behemoth suits from fighting those, but this one you can only get 1 for battle. It's a really... It's not hard to do it, because one of the formations is just Behemoth King. So you will always run into Behemoth King on the Velt as long as you rotate to that formation. Alright, so we still got some fire moves here. Pretty much the biggest section here is fire. Now another one that you should pick up before you get on the Velt is the Bomb Rage. And it doesn't, Gau doesn't actually strap dynamite to his face when he's raging bomb. So I wish they would have organized these better, because they just organized them all over the place, which could be a problem when you get a rather lengthy rage list. But yeah, you rage bomb and you get the blaze, which is going to be fire damage, and it's not going to do as much damage as Fyra, but blue fire looks cool. So we're gonna get rid of these guys so we can move on. Next 2 should be far more interesting. Oh, I didn't know Behemoths drops X potions. Alright, so we're still doing fire, so you got kind of a lot of options here. So we're gonna run into some peepers. Unfortunate. Those guys are just going to explode right off the bat. Alright, so we got these guys. So let's just continue our fire tutorial. We're going to want to hit them with IO. That one's all the way at the bottom. Now, I'm not a super fan of this, but it does look cool. So when you do IO, you're going to get Flare Star. Damage formula for this is kind of not in my favor. I don't like the way it does it. So, you could use it if you want, but I don't think it's the best attack out there. Like, just stick with Templar, Behemoth King, and the next one, which is probably gonna be hilarious. Alright, so we still got fire. What are we looking for? Okay, so I want to get the movers in here. When you get movers, this is probably gonna do a lot of damage to us, but you get Meltdown. The hardest spell to use, but yeah, it does a hell of a lot of damage. And if you have flame shields equipped, that will heal you. If you have things that are just going to absorb fire damage, Meltdown is a really good spell. So what's next? We're going to move on to Ice? Okay. So really only 2 options for Ice. There are some other Ice attacks, but they're not, they are really terrible. The first one we're going to get is off of Veil Dancer. Veil Dancer is going to give us access to Blizzara. So you really don't have to teach Gau magic. He's got what he's got. He doesn't need it. You just give him magic, icing on the cake. The only exception I would think is magic is status attacks, because status attacks, they have really quick learn rates, and you don't have to wait until later in the game to get them. So what am I looking for? Veil Dancer. It's going to be in this mess of a rage list. Okay, there we go. Veil Dancer. Yeah, so if you need a level 2 ice attack, there you got it covered. Get that out of Zozo, where you encounter Veil Dancer. Now the next one for Blizzaga is not going to be available till much later in the game, and that is going to be Baelzephon. I believe it's just a palette swap of that one enemy on the floating continent, but you encounter Baelzephon down in Zone Eater's belly when you're trying to get Go-Go. It was actually a pretty troublesome rage for me to get, because I had to use the save trick to keep loading up the encounter over and over again. Alright, so it's all the way down at the bottom too, but if you rage Baelzephon, you're going to get Blizzaga out of it. So you don't have to attach Valigaranda to Gau to learn Blizzaga. Alright, so we're going to move on to Thunder attacks. Wait, Gau's just loaded. He doesn't have to do much work at all except go to the Veldt and learn stuff. Alright, so we want Cloud. At least Cloud is right near the top. Not the protagonist from Final Fantasy VII, but the monster from this game. We're going to pick up Cloud, and that's going to give us Thundara. I believe you can get Cloud right off the bat. I think the Cloud is on the Phantom Train. So yeah, you just get Thundara, single target, multi-target. Oh, and the next one is really good. I don't know if it's better than... It might actually be better than Thundaga. But I'm gonna show Thundaga anyway. Oh, there's Borkies. We'll be using them. So the next one is going to be Aspirin. I used Aspirin in my playthrough in the Magitech research facility. Kind of screwed it up a little too, because there's another rage that's good there as well. But let's find Aspirin. There you are. So Aspirin is going to turn Gau into a Giga Chad. It's going to put darkness on him, but he doesn't care. Is he going to use it though? Nope, he's not going to use it. I guess we're going to have to go through another battle. Go-Go's just a jerk. Yeah, I don't want to not show it off. People are just gonna search up a rage Gau rage list and be like, oh, well, I'm not gonna watch your entire playthrough just to do this. But yeah, Aspirin, where are you? It was on the left side, wasn't it? I guess we just gotta wait for him to throw it out there. Oh, he's low on health because he was turned into a zombie. Alright, Gau. Alright, so we get Gigavolt out of him, which does pretty good damage. Alright, yeah, it can also multi-target. So actually, Thundaga might actually be better. But Gigavolt is actually pretty damn good for the area you get it. Early game, pretty much. Just completely devastates the Magitech research facility. So if you want options for Thundaga, Algebra, our good mathematics friend here, will cast it. You can also get it off the Punisher from Mount Zozo. Algebra is in the Dreamscape, where you go to get Cayenne buffed and stuff, but Punisher also does it, but Algebra is like right at the top of the list, so why not pick that one up? I don't think these guys are Thunder weak either. So we should get a good show of Thundaga if he uses it. But he's not gone into a casting stance yet. Oh, there he goes. Okay, so Gigavolt and Thundaga are pretty much comparable. It looks like. So how about that? You can get Gigavolt right at the beginning, and almost at the beginning. You actually don't have access to Aspirin until right as you leave the belts because it's in the Serpent Trench. Okay, so we're going to move on to Poison, and the only thing we need here is Bio. And this is kind of ridiculous because you get this guy up on Mount Colts, the Trillium, will cast Bio. So you have that like right off the bat. You don't just skip Poison. But this guy's probably going to run because he's a Mugbear. That's all they do. Okay, Setzer learns Flare. You need to learn anything else, Setzer? Alright, we'll get you some more meteors and stuff. Yeah, now we're going into the actual rare elements here. I guess Poison isn't that rare because you could... What's Bio at like ×8 off of Catablapus? It's not going to work against this Malboro, though. Pretty sure Malboros absorb poison. Actually, they absorb a lot of stuff. But yeah, you'll get Bio off of that. The hell was that? And that's pretty much the only poison attack you'll need throughout the entire game because you get Bio from that. Just get this guy out of the battle so that we can move on to wind attacks. Forget that we have a Rise. Go, you're lame. Let's lock in our gains, even though we don't need to. Yeah, I leveled up everybody over level 50 in this extra file just to get that achievement, even though it's not worth anything. Oh, we got some Primeval Dragons. We're gonna use some wind attacks on them. So, first one you're gonna want to pick up is Guard Leader. It's actually one of the few bosses that shows up on the belt. But it shows up in Formation 1 too, so you can just get them off of a fresh load. And early in the game, you know, you only have like 15 or so formations unlocked by the time you get to the belt. So it's not that hard to get Guard Leader. But he'll use Wind Slash, which is pretty good. It's going to give you a multi-target attack that's Wind, which is a really rare element. Kind of has lost its steam at this part in the game, though. Just not as good anymore. But in the up until the Cataclysm, this attack is pretty dominant. Gonna do a lot of damage. Especially before your second trip to the Veldt, because Wind Slash is just it's great. Oh, Setzer learned Ultima. Okay, maybe I'll rip that off in a battle. Show what that looks like. Because I didn't really have that in the normal playthrough. Because, you know, I banned Ultima. Okay, so yeah, we still got some wind attacks. Actually didn't pick up the next one, Marcho CS, but Sprinter, they both do arrow. Just have to find him. I know I got Sprinter. So I think arrow is a little stronger than Wind Slash. Just gotta find this stupid rage. There's Sprinter. Okay. So if you wanted something that's a little stronger than Wind Slash, I think it's stronger. Got the blue magic arrow here. Yeah, they're about comparable, actually. Oh, maybe arrow is stronger against a single target because it does split damage. But if you wanted a source of arrow, you got Marchy CS and Sprinter. Sprinter is located around Doma Castle, and Marcho CS is around oh, what's that town's name? Kolingen. Okay, so we do have some water attacks. The first one we're gonna pick up is Anguiform, which is also good in the Magitech Research Facility. Use Aspirate and Anguiform. This one is going to give you Aqua Breath, which is a water wind, but I'm gonna put it underwater. So you got a source of water there. Look at that. That does a pretty good damage. This asshole's going to attack us with Heartless Angel, though. Well, he's going to be done after Cayenne's like, nope, we're done with that. None of that stuff. Alright, so yeah, we got 2 more sources of water. Now, in my opinion, the next one is going to be the best. I definitely use this in my playthrough, and it completely evaporates things, even if they're not weak to water. So yeah, Ninja. Ninja does water. You'll cast Water Scroll off of Ninja, and this is good against people who are not weak against water. Case in point, and really good against things that are weak against water. Probably the best water attack in the game, to be honest, is Water Scroll. But there's one more source of water. If you want to use a blue magic like Tsunami, you could use the Inuo Rage, and that will give you Tsunami. Just have to find it again. Like, why would I use it when I have access to Ninja though? That's the real question. And you get Ninja before you can even get a Inuo. But I guess I will just show it off. Maybe you just really like the animation for Tsunami. He's like, nope, we've had enough of that. Oh, Overture is annoying. Fixed dice still broken. Not really broken, but definitely broken. Good kind of broken. Okay, so that takes care of all of our water attacks. Next, we're going to want to move into Earth, so I might as well just put Float up. There's really only one Earth attack that you really need to pay attention to. And that is Lipwort Chicken. I definitely use this in my playthrough. You get loaded up with Gaia gear, and it's going to heal you because it's unfocused attack that hits everybody. So either use Float or have Gaia gear equipped, and you'll be good. But Lipwort Chicken. That's the way to go for Earth attacks. Here we go with Quake. Oh, look at that damage. That's brutal. How did you not die? That's amazing. Okay, so we're done with Earth. That's the only attack you needed in the Earth Elemental. I think it's either non-elemental or Earth Elemental, but you can't get Rock Slide from Luridons from Mount Zozo. So yeah, we're just gonna move on to Holy, which is probably the rarest element. And you don't have access to it until the World of Ruin. The first enemy that you're going to encounter is down in Daryl's Tomb, which is Borkies. So definitely pick this up if you want to do a Holy attack. Both of these are going to cast Holy. So yeah, you can get him using Holy Elemental attacks with Borkies. Might want to cure that blindness off of him. Good. Okay, the other one, which is a guaranteed encounter if you roll the formations far enough, is going to be the Holy Dragon, which is another boss that shows up on the belt. Right after the encounter with the Behemoth King, in fact. So, unfortunately, these guys are just being annoying. Turning us into zombies. They're not going to appreciate it when I start throwing holy attacks their way. So where are you, Holy Dragon? I think Holy Dragon might be the better one because it's a boss. Unfortunately, Holy Dragon is vulnerable to silence. So they can get Gau to shut the fuck up. Is it all the way down at the bottom? Okay, I must have missed it. I know I have it, though, because I did use it a couple times. So, the real problem when you get your rage list this big. I wish they had like a Final Fantasy IV system where you could just organize it custom-like, so that you could put your most useful rages up at the top. Okay, did it glitch out or something and I lost the Holy Dragon Rage? That can't be the case. Must have just gone right by it and not even realized it. Maybe gone by it twice. Oh, there it is. Holy Dragon. Yeah, you get holy from this. It's like, I don't appreciate you using holy on me. I think he gains immunity to zombie there. Bosses tend to have a lot of immunities. I forgot how annoying the enemies in the Phoenix Cave are. Use zombie and gravity. Alright, so that pretty much does it for all of the elemental attacks that Gau can get, and the physical attacks, so we're going to move into non-elemental attacks here. First one, we're going to get Meteor from Behemoth, which you can find on the floating continent. Meteor is actually really good. It's multi-target, ignores magic defense, pierces barriers like Shell. So it's pretty damn good. Even though it doesn't do the damage that some of the other spells do. I mean, 3,000 to every enemy, that's not bad. The next one, now I couldn't figure out if this was like, if this had an element attached to it, but it seems like it's pretty non-element to me, so I'm just gonna go with that, but, Picked this up, not sure if it's in the desert near Colingen or near Miranda in the World of Balance, but Fossil Dragon gives you this multi-target attack called Sandstorm. Okay, so it must have an element attached if those guys resisted it. Oh well, who cares? Poor Gau. And you also gain the undead status, so you can't cure them if he's raging Fossil Dragon. So keep that in mind. If you're raging something that's undead, now the next one is definitely non-elemental because it's going to use the Flare spell. Okay, so I think this guy is in Daryl's tomb, and I almost felt like there's another monster that could cast Flare that you could find in the World of Balance, but I just couldn't find it. So we want to get Cloud Wraith going here, and that's going to cast Flare for us, which is going to be single target, non-elemental, barrier piercing. So if you got somebody who has auto shell like Death Gaze, you can use this on him to do a lot of damage. Not to mention that all the spells that Gau casts, he casts for free. Oh, it's also stronger than Meteor there, so it's got that going for it as well. Except for the fact that it's only single target. There are a few enemies that have a lot of elemental resistances, so you can't actually hit them with a weakness. So that does it for our non-elemental. We're going to move into things that do instant death, if you're interested in that. So our first, actually, we get this really, really early in the game, is Foper. Now, I can't remember if this is the first or the second trip you go through with Locke and Celis, or when you're first going to South Figaro, but this guy is in the South Figaro cave. So you have to encounter this guy before the World of Ruin, otherwise the encounters are going to be replaced. And Foper will cast Death. Let's see if we can get him to cast it, though. So if you just want to kill somebody instantly, Foper is the rage for you. Unfortunately, Death does not work against the undead. If you use the Death spell on them, it will activate, but what happens is that they come back with full HP, so it's like an Arise spell for them. So if you want to deal with them, you also get this one right at the beginning of the game, Dark Wind. Which will cast Break. So you're able to take out undead with Petrification here. These guys aren't undead though, so it doesn't matter. But it shows that you do have an instant death option against the undead. And we also have a unique one. Well, two unique ones that Gau can get. Not sure it's going to work against this guy, but it will be hilarious if it does. Move from... I think it's around South Figaro the first time you get there. This is going to cast... I believe it's called Snare. Yeah, it's not going to work against him. He's got death resistance. So we're going to have to take him out the old-fashioned way. A Snare is pretty good. It just sucks him down into this thing. Might have to rotate through the things because we're really high on the formations here right now. We're about to run into Behemoth King and Holy Dragon. Gravity Bomb's cool. Yeah, this guy uses Atomic Ray on death. Which really isn't a threat to my party. Unfortunately, Gamma is not really a useful rage. I just want to show off Moo, though. Maybe it'll work on these guys if they don't strap dynamite to their face or try to transfuse. Nah, they're gonna take themselves out. You'll never take us alive! Ow. Yeah, they like doing that. Oh, you do have that Sergeant encounter right before the Behemoth King and the Holy Dragon. See if we can get them with this rage here. Alright, there's Snare. That's what it looks like. It was just this gray blob in the original version. I gotta get that death machine before it starts killing everybody. Okay, we got him. Okay, and the next one... also unique to Gau. Okay, Sergeant Battle. Now, if you ever wanted to do this yourself because you've been playing through all the Final Fantasies and you're like, you know what, I really hate that monster and his attack. You actually can get the Carl rage in this game. And he does exactly what you think he does. He uses Blaster. I just have to find it first. So yeah, you can rage Carl, and if you ever wanted to get revenge with the instant death, it's also multi-target, so... oh... there we go. So refreshing seeing Gau use Carl's attack. I guess the next one's going to be the last one for instant death. Our good old time-space spell Banish. Space-time spell? Who cares? Demon Knighted Yojimbo. I'm not sure it's going to work on one of these guys. I don't think it's going to work on Yojimbo, but Skeletal Horror from down in Daryl's Tomb will cast Banish. For free. We just have to find it. I feel like Carl's probably the better one, though. At least we're getting revenge on the previous games. Was Carl in 5? I don't remember. He shows up in 2 the first time, right in hell when you're down there. I kind of forgot what I'm looking for. Skeletal Horror. Damn, is he all the way down at the bottom? I must have passed him by. I know I have it because I used it before. Such are the problems with getting such a large rage list. Maybe somebody will make a mod that will allow us to sort them. Poor console players. Okay, where are you, Skeletal Horror? My eyes are not working, apparently. Probably pass it by and somebody's gonna be down in the comments. Why are you so bad at game, Carnage Panda? Oh, there he is. Skeletal Horror. Get banished from this guy. And of course, they both have death resistance. What about Oblivion? Will Oblivion work? Nope, it won't work. They're completely immune to death here. Oh well, I don't like the way the Banish animation looks in this one. The original FF6 Banish animation was mwah. Like, they just reused the same one that they used from the previous games in this one. Haha, your instant death attacks failed. But not mine. I won't feel the need to use this in the next battle. I think everybody knows what Banish looks like. Banish is actually a pretty good spell, even though I didn't use it a lot in my playthrough. Okay, so that's gonna finish those death ones. So I'm gonna go into things that give positive statuses. Oh, we've got the Behemoth Key here. So our first one is going to be Serpius, which you get up on Mount Colts. The first time you're going through there in the World of Balance. We want Serpius. And this is actually going to cast Heiska. You can get this way earlier than you can with the Magicite from Quetzali. As soon as I can find it. Find it really useful in the World of Balance. There we go, Serpius. Just get Heiska, free Heiska. What was with that targeting? Oh wait, that's right. Heiska and Sloga can be single targeted. I forgot about that. Let's just let him go so he can multi-target it. Alright, so there we go. I forgot all about that. You can also do that with Sloga. Just single target it if you want. Heiska's not a bad spell, actually. But yeah, encountering Behemoth King is nice on the Veldt because it'll just drop more Behemoth suits for you to equip to Realm and Strago and to bet in the Colosseum to get Snow Scars for Gau and Mog. And it's a 100% drop. So our next encounter is going to be the Holy Dragon. And I guess I will show off this here. We're gonna use a Gobbledygook, which you encounter in Zozo. Which is going to give you, you can go back to the Veldt right after that to pick it up, which is what I did. Picked up a few Rages. The ones I really wanted to get were Aspirin and Angleform at that point in the game, but you could also pick up Gobbledygook to get Vanish. As soon as I find it, I think he's actually near the bottom. Yeah, there it was. So you can actually get the Vanish spell before the Magitech Research Facility at the end of it, where you get all the extra 8 Espers. Yeah, Holy Dragon is weak to silence. I don't know why I didn't do this in the normal playthrough when I encountered him in the Cultist Tower, because this completely neutralizes him. So the only thing he wants to do is cast Holy. Period. Oh wait, he casts Dispel as well. Yeah, those are the only two things he does, and they're both magic, so you cast Silence and he's done. These are two nice fights because you get a lot of magic AP out of them. And before they put out that absolute mountain of bug fixes back on, what was it, the 28th or something? 28th or 29th of March, 2022. Those were actually the first two encounters that would show up on the Veldt, were the Behemoth King and the Holy Dragon. But now they're fixed and they show up in their actual spots. So you can actually encounter them like 2 times in a row. Next one is going to be from the Magitech research facility itself, which is going to be Destroyer. And this is going to actually net you a really hard to learn spell in re-raise, both because it's only at a ×1 rate off the Phoenix Magi site, and the Phoenix Magi sites you don't get till later in the World of Ruin when you have enough people to take on the Phoenix Cave. Destroyer. So yeah, you'll pick up re-raise off of this. Pretty good spell, you know. Brings you right back if you get knocked out. And the next one is probably the most difficult rage to obtain. It is in Pack 25. It is the Land Ray. Shows up with Peepers, and they both have 1 HP and take 1 HP damage 2 seconds into the battle. So my recommendation is to get up to Pack 24, have Gau leap on them, and then save it, and keep reloading until you get the pack with Land Ray, and hope that Gau comes back. That's how I learned it, because even if you turn the battle speed down to very slow or whatever, it is difficult. I tried pumping Gau's speed stat up as high as I can, so and getting everybody else's low, so that he would go first in the battle, and giving him Hermes sandals to have haste, and it was just not working out. But you get Land Ray, and that will cast Mighty Guard, same as soon as I find it. Same as Strago, if Strago learns it, but I do feel that Strago is a little bit better for using that, because this just locks Gau into using Mighty Guard and a physical attack. But if you want to pick it up, you can do it. I guess he also gets the Protect status off of it. Which kind of doesn't need it, because as soon as he casts Mighty Guard, he's going to get Protect anyway. Alright, so that's pretty much all the positive statuses. Now I'm going to go into some negative statuses for the enemies, and we got some goodies here. First one is Olacron. I think you either encounter this in the desert of Figaro in the World of Balance, or within the cave, South Figaro Cave. It's pretty good early in the game, because it casts Stop. There we go. Well, it doesn't cast Stop. He uses Numb, which puts him in the Stop status. I mean, they're already stopped, so they can't do anything. Now the next one, this is why I really didn't go and try to find every single status effect in the game, because we could pick up Malboros down in Daryl's tomb, and anyone that knows anything about Malboros is that they use Bad Breath, and Bad Breath is a terrifying status attack. It uses every status in the game. So this is kind of like that one simple trick for using all the status effects. People that don't wear ribbons hate him. So yeah, you get Bad Breath, and they're gonna get they're all sorts of fucked up. That guy got confused, and And, oh, that guy's messed up too. Confusion, poison, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, they're having a really bad time right now. That skunk just shows up to get them out of the sleep status, in case you're wondering. Happens for your player characters too. Now the next one, there are several sources of gravity in the game. I do consider gravity to be a status effect, or fractional damage to be a status effect. And if there was something that used Graviga on his rage list, which is really weird because Gau doesn't have that. I don't think he has Tornado either. But I'm only including this because I think the animation is really cool. I believe it's down near the bottom. It's going to be Armored Weapon, which you face down in the ancient castle. I think the castle part proper there, actually. Just have to find this dude. I'm not really the biggest fan of fractional damage. If he did have one that casts Graviga, I would include that because, you know, Graviga is multi-target, does 75% of their HPs, but Armored Weapon casts Gravity Bomb, which is just gravity, but looks cooler. I've always liked the animation for it. But yeah, other than that, I don't think it's too special. I guess you gain Reflect status because everybody down there has Reflect. And this next one is the big boy. I guess you could call this the ultimate rage. So you can only encounter this in Alzur's Mansion, Rafflesia right here. It's a one-time encounter, but it does show up on the Velt in the same encounter pack that Still Life does, which is also an encounter down in Alzur's Mansion. Still Life doesn't do anything fancy, but Rafflesia, on the other hand, this thing is just overpowered. Now, don't quote me on this, but in the original versions and versions after that, Rafflesia's Entice ability would charm everything. Bosses, the final bosses, Kefka himself, if you hit him with it, he'd be like, oh yeah, you're right, Gau, it's over for me. And doesn't look like he used it here, but I did find out through my own playthrough and by watching other people's playthroughs that some of the things that have worked in the past do not work in the 6-pixel remaster. Some examples are like using Vanish on the Soul Savers, does not immediately end the battle. And yeah, when I tried to use Confuse on the Samurai Soul down in the ancient castle. Oh yeah, so yeah, so I'm not sure in this version if it would work against Kefka, but once you use Entice on somebody, it's just over for them. There's really nothing they can do. So, we're pretty much done with the negative statuses here. I'm going to move on to defensive rages. The first one that you're going to find is going to be Intanger off of the Triangle Island in the World of Balance. Yes, it is available in the World of Balance. And you'll encounter Intanger there. Now, this one's not very good, in my opinion. But it is technically a good defensive rage. The only thing is that you have to cast Silence on Gau. Because the special attack that he's going to use with Intanger is going to be Transfusion. And that's not so good to have him using. But Intanger will make you immune to every element and every status effect. So if you need something that's going to put you on the best defense, Intanger is the first rage that you're going to find that's going to be good for that. I want to pick it up and show it and show why it can be bad, but yeah, The other rage is way better. Where are you, Intanger? Oh, don't tell me it was right near the top and I just walked right by it. Oh, I know I saw it because I'm pretty sure that's how I learned transfusion with Strago. I know I have this. I should have never let my rage list get this big. Okay, where is it? Seriously. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you use a Tanger, you get resistance to every element, and then you just have Gau go off with the YOLO strats and use Transfusion. So before you have him Rage and Tanger, you're going to want to cast Silence on him. Otherwise, he's going to remove himself from the battle. And it's not going to work out as well as you want it to. Yeah, that's the bad thing about it, Tanger. Silence him, or Gau is just going to use some BFR on himself. Okay, so we're coming up to the last rage I'm going to show off. And that is the Mighty, Mighty Magic Urn, which can be encountered in the Cultist Tower. Also immune to every element and immune to every status effect. And also way better than in Tanger because it casts Cure Raga while you're raging it. So yeah, this is the Mighty, Mighty Magic Urn Rage. Unstoppable, basically. This is when you want to put Gau in the best defensive mode, period. Okay, so that pretty much shows off everything that I wanted to show off, and goes over how to learn stuff on the belts. So pretty satisfied. And I made this because, you know, there's really nothing that goes in very in-depth into Gau. I just couldn't find it. You can find documents, but just not videos. So I wanted to make this so that people could just go in there and be like, you know what, I don't know how to use Gau, and I hear he's pretty good, but I just don't know how to use him. So here's some useful rages to use with Gau and how he operates. So leave a like, comment, or subscribe down below. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all next time.